Today we are talking about piecewise functions. This is due on Thursday in the morning. So a piecewise function is a function made up of different pieces. So there's an example down here that is a piecewise function where this part is telling me the output, or it's the name of the piecewise function. This is h of x. X means the input. These pieces here are the domains, or the inputs. And this piece here are function rules. There are two of them listed because these are the two pieces. So the domains here, if you see that they're written with these symbols, these inequality symbols, this symbol means less than, this symbol means greater than, this symbol will mean less than or equal to, and this symbol means greater than or equal to. So those are all the symbols that you'll see in possible domains of a piecewise function. So the first step in graphing a piecewise function is to number each piece. Of the function. Okay? Number 2 is to make a table for function number 1. In this case, 2x plus 1 would be function number 1. Step 3 is to find the input based on the domain for function number 1. Okay? Step 4 is to plot the points. And in this case, we have to be very careful because depending on how the domain is written, if the domain has the less than or greater than symbol, we use an open circle. If the domain has a less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, we use the closed circle. So let's write that down. This is open circle, and this is closed circle. And lastly, number 5 is to repeat steps 2 through 4 for function number 2. So let's try that with our function down below. So if we are numbering, that's our first step, number each piece of the function. This piecewise function needs to be numbered for the first function rule and for the second function rule. Okay? Number 2 is to make a table for function number 1. So we already drew a table here, but let's label this for function number 1. Number 1 is 2x plus 1. And the domain, let's also label that, is x less than 2. Let's write that down. That means less than. And that also means we need to use an open circle. Okay? So when we're filling out this table, this is saying x less than 2. Numbers less than 2. So that means I can list 0, I can list 1, and then I'll list 2. At 2, there's going to be an open circle. Let's draw an open circle right here. Great. And then we're going to go to our calculator and get the y values. So let's go to my calculator. Ooh. And in y equals, I'm going to type in the first function, which was 2x plus 1. And then let's go to our table, second graph. So I'm going to scroll down to where it says 0, 1, 2. And it looks like 0 was 1, 1, 3, 2, 5. So let's go back to our notes. Okay. So 0, 1, 1, 3, 2, 5. And then we're going to plot these points on the graph. So 0, 1. 0, 1 is right here. Then we have 1, 3. And then we have 2, 5, and make sure we're using an open circle. Okay, so this graph continues on this way. So that means from the open circle, I'm making an arrow this way because it's x less than 2 has that function rule. Our second function rule, I'll use blue. That's our second one here. Let's make a table. Same thing. Let's repeat the steps. Function rule 2 is negative x plus 7, and the domain is x greater than or equal to 2. This means greater than or equal to, and this means that it's going to be a closed circle because there's that equal bar. So that means numbers greater than or equal to 2. So I'm going to start at 2 and then list numbers greater than that. 3, 4. At 2, there's going to be a closed circle because of our inequality symbol. And let's find what those y values will be. So I'm going to go back to my table, go back to my calculator, and go back to y equals, clear it out, and type in negative x plus 7. And then go to my table. And since in my table I wanted the coordinates for 2, 3, and 4, looks like the coordinates are 2, 6, 3, 4, and 4, 3. Let's go back to our notes. Okay, so it's 2, 5, 3, 4, and 4, 3. So let's plot these points. So this is 2, 5. At 2, 5, it looks like there's a closed circle. Well, it looks like there was already an open circle here, so I'm going to just fill that in with a closed circle. And then I have 3, 4, and then I have 4, 3. This function continues on for the x is greater than 2, and there we go. That is the graph of the piecewise function. Please write any questions you have on the space below. This is for you, Jadel. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.